And hey, do you take those dietary supplements, whether it be like omega-3s, calcium, biotin, you name it? Are they really worth the extra money, and do they do what they say they do? UAB nutritionist Dr. Beth Kitchin joins us to help you out with that. She's maybe got some answers for you. Good to see you this morning.
It's good to see you too, Mike.
I got to admit, I take a few of these supplements.
Sure, I do too.
I've heard the studies that say, hey, I need to do it. And
right.
So are they good? They worth it?
Right, and how do you know that you're getting what you're paying for? And as far as are they helpful, you know, I still take a multivitamin even though the studies say, well, they're probably not going to do that much good for you. I just feel like I'm getting a little extra insurance there. But what we're going to talk about today is how do you know you're getting what you pay for? Because there have been some problems with that. You might recall a little over a year ago, we actually did a report on this show about a report about up in New York where a lot of supplements were pulled off the shelves because the Attorney General had found out that they didn't contain what they said they had in them. We've also had problems with other supplements where they have found out that as many as 20% didn't have in them what they said they would, or they were actually contaminated or had amounts of other substances that were dangerous.
But therein lies the problem, right? It's not regulated very well.
Right, it's really sort of not regulated at all. A lot of people assume, a lot of consumers assume that the FDA has jurisdiction over dietary supplements and that they are actually approved. Well, they're not. Now that can be good because it gives us a lot of inexpensive supplements to choose from. It can be bad because, again, you don't know what you're getting.
All right. So, but you've talked about this before. Something to look for on the label. USP. What does that mean?
USP. That stands for United States Pharmacopoeia, and this is not a government group. You hear people say, "Oh, they're the government," because it says United States on it. They're not. They are an independent group that was founded over 100 years ago by a physician who was also the founder of the Good Housekeeping Seal of Approval. So that tells you that is probably a pretty good seal that you got there.
Okay, and what is the seal telling you if you buy
That's
something?
a really good question. What a supplement manufacturer can do is they can have that group come in and inspect their supplements. And we're going to take a look at all of the things that the USP, if you see that little insignia on there, that you know what you're getting. So the first one that you see there is that it contains the ingredients listed on the label in the amount that they say they're going to have. So you know that you're getting what you're getting. There was a problem with vitamin D a couple of years ago where we found that it didn't have the levels of vitamin D they said they had in them, a lot of the supplements. The next one, they don't contain any harmful levels of any contaminants. There have been problems in the past with some calcium supplements containing lead, for instance. So when you see that USP, you know that they are pure. The next one, you also know that they will break down and release into the body. You may have heard of this. Many years ago, they were finding multivitamins in septic tanks, meaning that the coating on them was so thick they weren't dissolving in the stomach and going where they needed to go.
That's some TMI, but
and
go ahead.
Yeah, and then the last one was, yeah, I know, but you know, when you're in nutrition, that's what we talk about. And then the very last one is that they are being produced in sanitary, well-controlled areas. So when you see the USP, it doesn't mean that the supplement's going to benefit you necessarily, but you know you're getting what it says on the label, that it's pure and that it is produced in safe environment. So look for that USP on your, and the thing is you can find them, Mike, in a lot of, you don't have to go to a health food store. You can find them in CVS, Walmart, Walgreens. They're out there and inexpensive.
Dr. Beth, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike.